We are at the previous pickle plant in La Junta, Colorado. We are standing at the entrance to the main factory. We're alongside Highway 50, which is a junction of Highway 350 and Highway 10, and behind us is also rails that go east, west, and south from La Junta. We are looking at the employee parking lot along with Highway 50 coming around the edge. As we come around, we will look at Building E first, which has the ability to have semis back into the edge of the building to 6 loading docks that are inside. Building E also has 12,000 square feet of 35-degree cooler space. That could be converted over to freezer space with new compressors and coils inside. The remainder of that building could have be turned into a freezer as well with an additional enclosure inside. The next building is the C building. Gray building was an office space upstairs and down, basically all office space. The next building behind the semi-trailer sitting there is the A building. Has 5 dock doors on it, all have automatic dock leveling plates. That building is tied to the other buildings as far as production goes, the D building and access to the E. The next building and the last building on this shot will be the F building. 2/3 of it was destroyed in a snowstorm. The third that's left is a 35-degree cooler. It could also be converted over to freezer space with some new equipment added to it, and the insulation value in it is probably ample for freezer as well. We are upstairs in the office building, the previous office building, C building. We're going to look at some AIB certificates, 2003, 4, and 5. Excellent and superior scores indicating that the facility has ability to produce in La Junta. We are in the cooler of Building E. The cooler is actually 6,000 square feet, dividing into 2 sections of 2,000 and a 4,000 square feet. It also adjoins Building D production facility. We are in Building E outside the coolers, looking at some additional square footage that could be developed into freezer space. We're in Building D, the former production area. Building D is 19,000 square feet, has 6-inch reinforced concrete floors, floor drains every 30 feet, a stone-hard epoxy coating on the floors, and epoxy paint on the pre-stressed ceiling and walls. Upstairs, you're looking at office space and laboratory. Downstairs, employee break room and an employee locker rooms. We're in Building B, an additional production facility area. We had a production line here as well as flume cucumbers into a pit and then up, and we had the ability to flume out of this building into Building D. We're in Building A, looking at a wall upstairs is where we had box erecting equipment for making cardboard boxes for our product. Behind these walls you're looking at right now is a boiler room that houses 2 boilers. They're still there, a 600 and a 400 horse, 120 PSI, 450 degrees steam. We're looking now at the 5 dock doors that face the parking lot. There's also a tunnel in the end that goes over to the F. The part we're fixing to look at now has an upstairs and a down. Upstairs is where we stored cardboard that we fed the box erecting machines. Downstairs from here that you're looking at, the area was a little storage, and now we're going into the area of where our finished product came over, and we actually had case packers, and our boxes met the product, and case packers and case stackers was under this area. And the rest of it, this area back here has stone hard floor as well for where we had some glass breakage some days. And now we're back to where we started.